Mọi người, đây là một câu chuyện của một người cực kỳ may mắn. Thật ra bắt đầu xui xẻo nhưng mà bây giờ trở thành may mắn. So basically the story was
Các bạn ơi, Phúc mà đây. Chào mừng đến Saigon and welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you don't know who I am, well, my name in Vietnam is Phúc Mập, but people that don't speak Vietnamese, they call me Hurley. Now, if you clicked on this video to find out how to get first class for free, well, you're in the right place, and I'm going to explain it throughout the video. But during that time, we're going to be taking a walk through my neighborhood. Currently, we are next to Phạm Văn Hai Street in the Tân Bình district of Saigon, Vietnam. Yes, I have lived here for the past 9 years, and I think that's an appropriate spot to start the story. So living away from my family, well, that means that I go home to visit at least once a year. Actually, most of the years it's only been once a year, skipping some in between. What is the pitfall? The pitfall is the flight is like 27 hours. You know, my family lives in Florida, so generally I will fly from Vietnam over to Japan or Korea, and then to California, Denver, or Dallas, and then connect to Florida. And trust me when I tell you, it is such a long flight. And because it's almost a 12-hour difference most of the year, well, that means that, yeah, you're kind of just in a whole different time zone. So right now, you know, I just got back to Vietnam, and currently it's about 4 p.m., which means it would be 4 a.m. over on the East Coast in America. It doesn't take too long to adjust when you come here, but going back is quite difficult. Now, I'm gonna let you guys know, this vlog is gonna be một nửa tiếng Việt and một nửa tiếng Anh, okay? Half Vietnamese, half English. These days, my audience is kind of split down the middle, so we're gonna do một nửa for each one.
nói thật là đối với Qatar, this is supposed to be the best economy in the world. This is actually my first time going to the East. Usually I go to Korea or Japan. Nhưng mà có vé máy bay rẻ hơn đi hôm nay, and hơn nữa là ngày lễ Easter. So có nghĩa là vé máy bay rẻ hơn. Nhưng mà I can't even cho mọi người biết like hạnh phúc của Phúc Mập bây giờ rất là không biết nói gì.
Cho Phúc kể ra một câu chuyện cho mọi người. Let me tell you a story. When I came back to Vietnam in 2020 from visiting home, I was nghe nói about COVID. I was hearing people talk about this COVID thing happening in China, but I didn't think much of it. Well, if you don't know much about geography of Southeast Asia, well, you will see Vietnam is connected to China. Hey, chào con. And it's quite easy to go across the border. In fact, I have a video watching people go across the border as I stood there with no gates, no security, nothing. Well, with that being said, Vietnam was fairly strict in terms of making sure that they kept the country safe, and they basically locked down in April 2020. When I say locked down, basically, if you weren't a citizen, you weren't coming in the country. And if you were a foreigner, you weren't coming back if you left.
All right, so now it's time for the first meal of the flight. Got some bread here, some tomato chili oil. Salt and pepper shakers here. Himalayan pink sea salt for sure. I gotta say, that tomato chili is fire.
Nếu các bạn chưa biết, if you don't already know, my wife is Vietnamese and a Vietnamese citizen, and at that point she had never been to America. So securing a visa during that time is rather difficult because the consulate, well, they basically shut down outside of emergencies. So I had a choice: stay here, ride it out, or leave and not know when I'm coming back. I'm sure you know what choice I made. Of course, I was gonna stay here with my wife and my puppy, and I was here for almost 3 years straight. So after that finished, I quit teaching English, which was my main job, because I wanted to focus more on this YouTube channel and my social media outlets. Có nghĩa là Phúc mất visa làm việc. I lost my work visa. Nhưng mà nếu có một vợ mà có quốc tịch ở Việt Nam, if you have a wife or husband with citizenship, có lấy visa 5 năm được. After the COVID pandemic, my wife, she was able to get a visa to America. So being that I didn't have a requirement to stay in Vietnam for a certain amount of time, like didn't have to go and be back for teach English. Hey, chào chú. Hôm nay có khỏe không chú? Khỏe. I didn't have to be back to teach English. Well, that means I could just go back and forth and travel around. So I spent some time in America, going to Texas, New Orleans, Chicago, Tennessee, Atlanta, state cities, but different Vietnamese communities. And visiting and trying the food there and meeting people, and it was a lot of fun. Anyways, today's story is about the first class. I know, Thung Nha, the business class in Vietnamese. So I was flying back in April, and me, Phúc Mập là một người mà không bao giờ trễ khi đến sân bay. Always 3 hours early, sometimes 3.5 for international, because I do not want to miss a flight. Both flights I've missed in my life, including the one I'm about to talk about, were not my fault. They were the fault of the airline, the airport, immigration, something like that. Or, we got a problem up here, guys. Cái gì xảy ra cô? Tai nạn hả? Somebody đụng xe came at the right time. Thank you.
It's got sardines too, but I don't play that sardine game. I can't even express how good that is. Oh my gosh.
Yo, Sam. I was going back to Vietnam during April, May, and at that time, I go to Louisville, Kentucky to fly out of the closest big airport to my wife's family. And I'm there on time. We get on the runway, and American Airlines, they say, no, we have to sit here for a little bit. We can't take off yet. By the time I get to Chicago, I realize how big of an airport Chicago is. My connecting flight is with Qatar Airways, first time with them. Going to Qatar before going to Vietnam. I was going the other way this time. And with that being said, I take my luggage and I'm running. But then I realize it's in another terminal. Unless I want to go through security, I have to take a bus. So I'm all sweaty. I get to the bus stop to go across, and this lady comes up and she said, "Ủa, Phúc Mập đúng không?" And I'll be completely honest with you guys. I'm very used to hearing that after 5 years of being one of the only creators that makes content in Vietnamese who is not a Vietnamese person. So I get recognized very easily inside and outside Vietnam, but that's not the point. The point is, even though I was in a rush, she seemed like a nice lady, and I had a nice conversation with her from there on the shuttle until we got to the next terminal. And when we got to the next, hey, chào em, rất thích áo của em. I like his shirt. When we got to the next terminal, it was Home Alone. We were all running, big group of us. Everyone's going to a different place, but all connected through Qatar. We're going, hey, chào anh. Chào, hôm nay có khỏe không?
Khỏe, khỏe không?
Rất là khỏe. And then we're running to the next terminal, like Home Alone. All these people we just met on the shuttle coming over, going as fast as we can. We say ba chân bốn cẳng in Vietnamese for sprinting. We get there and I go, oh yes, the plane's here. But the door was closed. It was 5 minutes after the boarding time was ended or whatever it was. I said, hey, we got like 10 people here. One guy's going to the Philippines. One guy's going to Iraq. Me and this lady going to Vietnam. Can we please get on the flight? And you just open the door. It's right there. No, sorry, that's the rule. We'll book you another flight later. Chào anh. We'll book you another flight later. I'm like, yeah, but that's tomorrow. What about a hotel? They said, go talk to American Airlines. That's their fault. We will, they will go ahead and get you a hotel. All right, fine. You know, during this time, this is the important part of the story. The other people are kind of yelling at the airline employees. They're giving them a really hard time when they're just following the rules. And I've watched enough videos on WorldStar to know that you do not fight with airline employees in the airport. Not a good idea.
What you want to do? What you want to do? What you want to do? What you want to do?
Okay, so I kept my cool, and unfortunately, the lady, who I will put a picture on the screen, she did not understand everything because her English was limited. So I translated in Vietnamese. Yik Tinh Viet for her. And I helped her to book a hotel for the night. We got a shuttle over there, the Super 8 actually, in Chicago, and then get a shuttle back the next morning to get our Qatar flight.
This even got a fake little candle. So lang lang. So to start off, we had the artisan bread, and it had the tomato chili on point. Very good. Then, for the appetizer, it went down to the Italian burrata. I said burrata cheese. Yeah, with roasted peppers. Amazing. Normally we get the burrata at Pizza 4PS in Saigon. That was really good. I don't know about the little anchovies or sardines or whatever those were, but everything else was good. For the main, looks like we're getting roasted sweet potato with bean stuffing.
We get there the next day, they're having an anniversary, 10-year anniversary at the gate that we're at for Qatar at Chicago O'Hare. They're giving out cake, they're giving out pens, and I said, hey, that's cool. Are y'all giving out first class tickets too? You know, because I'm very nhai, very lay, as they say in Vietnamese. I always like to joke around. And again, I wasn't mad at Qatar so much. I was just, you know, trying it out. Well, then it turns out they, gọi đầu á, gọi rau không? Có luôn. Trời ơi, con lùn đây. Nhìn đây mọi người ơi. Có con lùn luôn. Wow. Ain't got fly chị. So I go up and I ask them, hey, are you guys giving out first class tickets too? And they said, maybe. I said, well, maybe's good enough for me. It's a big flight, it's a lot of people. They said they're gonna announce 10 winners, 10 people that get upgraded. So I'm listening for my name. It's a lot of Arabic names, okay, coming out. And I didn't hear my name. So I went up and asked, hello, chào con. À, đúng rồi. Chào con, khỏe không? Yeah, mọi người khỏe không? So I go up to the counter to ask, because I didn't hear my name, but I was hoping that somebody wasn't there, didn't show up, and then the first person that opened their mouth would get their spot. That's what I was hoping. Well, they said, no, it's not your name. I said, okay. I went and lined up, you know, with the Binyan, with the economy class, where I belong, what I paid for. And then the guy comes up, he said, hey, are you Brandon Hurley? I said, well, yes, I am. But thinking maybe I did something wrong, or maybe I'm gonna, you know, have to go talk to security. He said, follow me. I go up to the front. He said, congratulations, you got the first class. I said, wow, rất là may mắn, it's my lucky day, no way. And I go and I sit down. And then coming onto the plane is the employee from the day before. And he comes up and he said, yeah, chào con. Okay. All right, hang up line. He comes on the plane and he says, hey, yesterday while everybody was in a stressful situation, they were all very angry. Some people were aggressive. I saw you being cool, calm, and collected and helping out that Vietnamese lady who wasn't that good at English, explaining, đánh giải thích hết for her. And actually, today's pick was not random. In fact, we were all allowed to pick one person to upgrade. And I remember you from yesterday, so I picked you. I said, thank you so much, but that means the world because this is a 13-hour flight. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. And that first class, well, it turns into a bed. Oh my goodness. Being on the plane, I wanted to do like a longer vlog and talk a lot more, but I was right next to the engine. It was so loud, and it was nighttime. Everybody's trying to go to sleep. So I felt bad. I filmed the food. I filmed everything else. Talked a little bit, but I'll let you guys see what went on there.
Gotta say, even the nuts are pretty good. They have a tangy seasoning. She said, unfortunately, because I won this ticket, there's no more meat left, which is fine by me. Whatever comes on the plate, no complaints. Confidentido. You know, I'm just fully moved to be here. Feels great. You know, the lighting's not so good, but thật ra Phúc muốn bái buổi tối, tại vì I'm gonna ngủ, but I'm gonna ngủ ngon for sure. Definitely ngủ ngon. All right, everyone. So now we have sweet potato, stuffed with peppers. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good. Man, this comes with its own perfume. Look at this. I was looking to get some lip balm, fresh lotion, lip balm, a natural spray.
All right, mọi người, thank you so much for watching. I guess the whole point of this video is if you have the opportunity to help somebody, you should do it. Whether it's opening the door, you know, translating for someone, holding a bag for an old lady, helping someone across the street, or even, you know, more so in giving food or money, something like that. Look, I'm not the best person in the world when it comes to charity. All I'm saying is if I have the opportunity and it's there, I'll try to help where I can. And in this instance, it paid off in a big way. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you are interested in Vietnam, Vietnamese culture, the language, the food, then this is the channel you want to check out. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, I now have the Tôi Không Biết Vietnamese shirts available online. You can buy them below the video if you want to learn Vietnamese. I teach that as well, link below. And if you like this video, you may like this one as well. Hẹn gặp lại and chúc mừng năm ơi.
Các bạn ơi, Phúc mà update và bây giờ Phúc ở Doha, Qatar đang khám phá thành phố đẹp này. Đây là lần đầu của Phúc ở Trung Đông, but I'm super excited guys.